also sprinted all the way through my car to my home.
Did
and
you
I
trip
was not-
on one?
No, I didn't actually. I'm not a very...
Do you like Dungeons and Dragons? We're Dragon Deez Dice, a comedy actual play.
Sorry.
D&D 5e podcast. A homebrew setting with these characters here going on a magical adventure in a fantasy realm.
One of these days I
do
want to
be
do the
characters.
intro. I have to do the intro one day.
No, I do the intro. You guys,
Yeah,
you guys just
Shello-
make noise during the intro.
Shello
See-
could do the intro. That's what you're saying.
This is the idea, is that we're going to keep interrupting during the intro until one day it's going to be a session where Peanut's doing it. He's going to expect us to interrupt. We're just not going to say shit.
To recap the last session, the party had arrived in Greenclay, an old military stronghold that acts as the throne to the greater Greenclay region, ruled by a seemingly bored teenage boy named Lyle Bladeblood and his slightly more helpful advisor, Harnen Detclaire, that was a famed war hero from earlier on in the Centuries War. Your group set off to slay a beast that has been an issue throughout the region and eventually began to track a large being through a swamp. However, the party discovered more creatures than what they had set out for, a pack of small round flying things that you were all apprehensive about despite their cute and seemingly harmless nature.
I wasn't apprehensive.
I was not apprehensive. I wanted to murder.
But their attempt to play with some of you was cut short by a giant tentacled frog attacked the party. You managed to vanquish what you assumed is this beast of Greenclay, but in doing so upset some frog folk that had stolen it from Greenclay itself after a tip from someone that claimed to be from Platehold. Now, monster parts in tow, you have begun your travels back and are now awaking the next morning to claim your 6,000 gold and generous favors from the king, with Balthazar still feeling a bit crabby due to his strange sickness.
Please don't take me to the crab apple. Oh, dang.
Yeah, so you guys had camped out, found a good camping spot on the route back after getting out of the swamp, and as usual, Mherren is currently waking up first.
Shello is inches from Mherren's face, making direct eye contact. And as soon as Mherren wakes up, he goes, "Why do you kill, Mherren? What is it you gain?"
Shello, it's not even light out. Why are you asking me this?
What do you gain from killing, Mherren?
From killing? What do I gain from killing?
Why do you kill? Who
I feel like
told
this
you
is
to
the most
kill,
serious
Mherren?
thing you've ever asked me. Everyone that I ever knew since I was a child?
Is that why you do it?
Well, no. That's why I became a soldier, but that's not why I kill. Shell, why are you asking me this? It's like 5 a.m. It's like 5 in the morning. The sun isn't out yet.
I must know, Mherren.
Why?
Because you kill so effortlessly.
Thank you?
Is that a good
Uh,
thing?
I don't know. That's why there was a question mark at the end of that. Thank you.
The fact that it's not funny music, it's like ominous drones, is making this so much creepier.
Mherren, why did you dislike Teb?
I didn't
Was he-
dislike him at first.
Was he of value to us? Was he not of value to you?
I didn't have an opinion on him until later on. I didn't really care for him, but at the end I didn't like him because he clearly wasn't loyal to us, like how we are to each other.
If you cease to care about us, will you kill us?
No, I don't. It's not how this works for me, Shello.
I see.
The idea that I would stop caring about you guys, it's not... I don't think I could. You guys would have to severely betray me for anything like that to happen, and even then, I can't imagine raising my hand or my halberd to you guys.
What do you aim for in ending the Colosseums? What's your point in ending them? Are you not fond of the entertainment?
No. I don't have as much of a straightforward relationship with it as everyone else does. Everyone else was there against their will because of things that had happened. But that doesn't mean that it was ever right. I don't know how to explain it, but it's not right. I don't agree with it. There are plenty of people that deserve terrible things, I'm sure, but nothing like that where even innocent people who have done either no wrong or wrong that was completely unintentional and shouldn't have been punished in that way. It's not okay.
Is it not okay for us to fight? For us to
No,
kill?
there's a reason behind every action. As long as you have a good reason and it is for the greater good, then I don't think there's anything bad with it. And I've killed plenty that where it wasn't frankly probably for the greater good. But that doesn't change the fact that we can use it now. We can use these heinous actions that most people couldn't even dream of committing to make the world a better place. And I think that's worth it.
I am confused, Mherren. You seem to kill and slaughter so easily, yet when it comes to the Colosseum and others killing and slaughtering, you seem to have a disagreement. You seem to think that it is not correct and the entertainment is wrong. Would that be right?
I guess, but not in the way that you've worded it. I don't kill to kill. I kill because I feel the need to, not the urge, not like I have to do it to fulfill something in myself, but for defense, whether it be for myself or for others. But killing for entertainment?
Am I
think
not
that-
entertaining when I kill?
But that is not. I assume that's not why you kill.
Of course. I'm an entertainer after all.
Oh my god.
Why else would I be
feel-
here?
What do you mean? Why else would you be here?
I'm here to entertain. To put on a show,
Is that the only reason you're here?
more or less.
Oh.
I was never told outright to kill. Though I suppose you and perhaps the rest of the gang have been told that. However, as I am in like company, I find myself murdering and slaughtering, and I hope that it is entertaining.
That's not why someone should kill. That's.
I do not understand, Mherren. How else do you have the drive to continue?
Because life isn't that simple. Every day I am drawn forward by the need to survive. I have never killed because I wanted to, because I felt the need to. When I was younger, maybe I fought because I felt like it gave me some sort of rush, but every time I've killed someone or something, it's not because I desire to. It's not because I think it's going to be a good show. There's little worse to me in the sense of myself instead of others, there's little worse to me than losing a fight, to losing a battle.
How so?
It comes down to survival for me, because I don't expect many people to see what I've seen, but every battle that is lost in war, in war in particular, every battle lost means death. There's nothing that comes after a lost battle. But in a successful battle, you live on, your comrades live on, and you survive another day. Or maybe just another couple of hours. Who's to say?
So, you mean to say you are afraid of dying?
Not anymore. I'm afraid of not being strong enough for the people around me. There is nothing more terrifying to me than when we get into a battle and I can see each of you getting injured around me. I lost my worry of death a long time ago. But there's nothing that I fear more than being the reason my companions die.
I see. I believe we should continue this discussion another morning once I have become more aware of what you're talking about. Thank you very much for your time, Mherren. And I will retreat to my corner of the camp.
Okay, I'm always here to talk, I suppose.
Fog of the morning sort of dissipates as the rest of you begin to wake up among the dew-covered grass of the morning and begin to pack up your things, your camp, and head back onto the road. So what are you all doing?
I sort of like look over at Balthazar and like notice the fact that he had seemed better, but he's not. He no longer looks as good. Are you okay,
Yeah.
Balthazar?
Yeah.
What was that?
I'll be fine. I think it's just a nightmare.
Okay, if you need to talk, I mean, we're all here. Yeah.
Maybe if we get the time after we go turn this shit in. We each should get 6 of us, so we can all get 1,000 gold. Is there anything you guys want to ask the king for?
1,000?
Yes, I'll put into your thing. It'd be 100 platinum worth.
I can do the math.
Okay, well,
It's just not a lot.
If only we had a faster
not-
horse.
not allowed to live in a palace. No.
I get
But-
more from my allowance. We risked our lives here, and this is all we're getting.
Son, did you see the prices at like some of the shops we stopped off at?
Yeah, I bought from there.
Not all of us have the amount of money that you have just to spare, Sana.
I think in the last... how long have we been traveling even? This
God,
last...
like at least
bit of
3
time.
years at this point.
Definitely not that long.
It's been like a week.
It's been almost a
A
lifetime.
week?
It sure feels
I would
like
have
3
expected like a
years.
month. Not like a
Um,
week.
it's been like a couple weeks at the most.
Like since we
Okay,
left
yeah, 'cause I
the
was thinking, like,
Coliseum.
a
Yeah.
month.
It could always help if, we got some stuff from him, like some stuff maybe to help take down a Colosseum. He doesn't have to know that, but some maybe material aid.
It probably is a good idea not to lead them on that we're attacking the Colosseums in case you send the information back to the capital.
We're a group of pretty deceptful people. Deceitful. That's the word. Deceptive. We're a group of 6 very deceptive individuals, and I think we have a pretty good chance.
I mean, it's not lying if we don't even tell him about it. Just don't tell.
Okay, true. I mean, I wasn't saying we come out of the gate and say, "Hey, man, we're gonna go attack a coliseum. Could you give us some bombs?"
We're planning on blowing up an international treasure. If you would be so kind, a hand would be great.
You also probably need to see a witch doctor. This general medicine's not cutting it for this sickness. I might need to see someone else about it.
Do you think
There's
it's
one in.
a curse?
I don't know. Don't think
Well,
I've come into contact with anything that could have given me a curse.
What about like the big frog?
No, because I was feeling like this before the frog.
Well, but what if the frog what if the frog made like you were already sick, and then the frog gave you a curse that you couldn't get better?
Maybe. I have to
Like
see if there's a witch doctor
raises an
nearby.
eyebrow at him.
See.
Anyway, I think it could be good to ask for maybe some supplies for quote unquote adventuring. She like winks.
I would like to say, out of character, I don't think Shello would be aware, but I would like to bring up again that I don't think the horse would be good at going through the desert.
Oh, that's true. We can always get like a seal,
No.
Sure.
like a that would swim
Wait,
through.
I know you're picking up.
Yeah, let's just plagiarize Zelda.
No, but I agree. I think that's a good point. We could get a camel. Are there camels in this in D&D?
What do you think?
No, I'm genuinely asking.
There's anything you can imagine.
I think
Right.
D&D
That's
just has normal animals except the camel.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
Shut
I don't think they
up!
have camels.
You don't have to make fun of me.
No,
I don't think they have birds either.
There's horses, but camels are too far.
Ah,
It's
oh my God.
too hard to make a camel.
I'm not dumb.
How many
I'm just
humps?
kind of
A
You got
giraffe
four
is
hump-
easy,
hump-
just stretch out the
We have
neck.
a 4-humped camel.
I'm gonna say Pebble doesn't know what a camel is. It's new lore.
Okay, awesome. Anyways, I don't know, cause Mherren wouldn't want to ask anything, so it wouldn't. She would not have anything to contribute to in this conversation.
Okay.
We need someone
So,
to take us through, yeah, but I don't know if we can take the carriage. I think it might be too heavy.
through the desert? Oh,
I mean,
wait.
things
Can
sink in the
horses
sand if
walk
they're
on
heavy
sand?
enough.
Like water?
What? No.
Yeah, like water. Sure, buddy.
I mean, I guess, yeah. If things
Can
are heavy
horses
enough in
walk
the
on
water, they
sand?
sink.
No,
Wait.
but the carriage
Okay.
may be too heavy. Regardless, it might sink in the sand and get trapped. So we might have to leave the carriage behind as well.
I should reiterate what I had said previously, that I think going through Felsenstadt is a bad idea.
Yeah, well, we need to get. They probably don't keep anything that can take us through the Badlands in Greenclay, so more than likely we'd have to go to Felsenstadt regardless.
Okay, but there's better routes than through there.
The other routes add multiple days to our trip.
I'd like to poke my head around over to the map and just kind of point at the mountains and say, I don't think we can. I'm not sure if we're able to walk along those. They look very sharp.
What I'm saying is there could be a valley that we could go through, like down south. Do you see there could be gaps in between those the smaller mountains?
Do you know of Valet?
Valet? What did you Valet?
Do you know of a valet
A valley?
through the spikes?
I mean, I don't know of one, but we could ask. We could ask the
Then
king.
it's
We
the
could
same
ask-
Felsenstadt
thing
would be the
for
only
Felsenstadt.
valley like through the mountains there that's like large. I mean, there's other ways to get across, but that'd be like the largest valley through.
I just think that maybe we should find another way across. There could be guards at from the capital
There
at
could be guards from the
Felsenstadt.
capital everywhere.
Okay, but there. I don't know. I just don't. I don't think that's a good idea or worth our time.
It's not like we'll be staying in Felsenstadt. We'll be going in there, getting transport, then leaving.
And how do you think we're going to get transport there?
They'd have something to traverse the Badlands there. It would be their entire market.
And steal something.
She like looks away and she looks sort of pissed. She's brooding. That shouldn't be our focus right now. I think we should just worry about what we want from the king, and then we can figure out where we can go around after.
I'm pretty sure we're passing through, I can't see the name of it, but Felsenstadt. And then we're going up to Muscle Strong, and then down to Fire.
What are you going to Muscle Strong for?
It's a funny sounding
Muscle?
place.
Oh yeah, it's secretive. That's
don't
why
think it is
we
quite
can't-
out of the way. I'm gonna be honest. We
Strong
need
would
to
be
go to
good.
Krusty Bay either way at some point, and I think if we're
Why?
going from south,
What?
because there's a fucking Colosseum. Well, wait, did they completely?
We
shut
just
down?
left that Coliseum.
I know, but if we're going around to each one and getting them shut down or whatever the fuck we're doing,
Willy-nilly go to them.
well, what the fuck are we doing then? No,
We
I'm saying
are
like
preparing.
long term. Okay, us going to more rewind. Okay. Let's backtrack. I don't think we should go to Muscle Strong. It's just out of our way. It'll add like 2 days of travel.
You say that, but you also suggested we go around the mountains.
Because I just think Felsenstadt sounds like a bad idea.
I think it looks like a lovely place.
I disagree. Okay, well,
Depending what
we're
we can get from
definitely
it.
going through the mountains to Firenifin, and then to Morwe Mines. Like that straight line, except around with a little bubble.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so we're on the same page then.
Then we go to Hasde Salul.
And then we go to Hasdale. See, this guy gets me.
Firen, we're talking to, fuck, I forget the names of the guys. Hold on, give me a sec. Dawn Trotters.
Yes, that.
And then Morwe Mines, we're talking to the people about they're fucking on strike, maybe still. Getting more information about that. Maybe talk to them about if we can find a group of them who want to get rid of the Colosseum. We could perhaps ask them if they know any structural weaknesses.
Mhm.
Get more information about how to bring down the Colosseum physically. Before going over there and then fucking shit up.
Maybe even rally a few of them.
I don't know about rallying.
Rallying is quite
We
dangerous.
can use all the hand we could get.
Yeah, but they're ants. They're not very strong.
Hey, don't be mean to
Ant as a
Shello.
group is very strong.
I've never
That
met
is
an
very
ant.
true.
Yeah, I think the plan seems pretty solid, except for the Felsenstadt part.
Also, while we have the map up, or while we've been looking at the map, I just want to make clear that the Greenclay region is basically from Greenclay to everything down on that side of the mountain.
Oh, wow, that's a lot of area.
The King of Greenclay is basically the tetrarch of that entire southern area of this continent.
Yeah.
What is Tetrarch?
A
Big
ruler
owner.
of a region, basically.
Gotcha.
I'd assume that sort of stops like a bit west of Breakdown, though, right?
No, it's all of that area.
Really?
Including Platehold and Draketown?
Yes.
Oh,
Those
okay.
areas are just smaller parts of Greenclay.
Mherren could actually, I'm not going to have you guys roll a history check. Mherren can probably tell you this. Greenclay is a human stronghold that was used in wars long past, like centuries ago. But it's like the stronghold before arriving to the capital. At that point, the Dragonborn were peaceful with the rest of the continent, and them and the humans sort of lived in harmony. So Draketown used to be a Dragonborn port town that would connect to Kingdom of the First Land which is like basically a dragonborn capital. But since the war started, the Centuries War started, the Dragonborn have fled Draketown. Actually, after Harnen Detclaire was commanding the army to take Draketown, he was the one responsible for winning that city, which was a major advantage, which then pushed the Dragonborn down into the Wyvern Depths, which is the last city the Dragonborn hold on the mainland of Deezland. They are still at Kingdom of the First Land, that's kind of secluded. Platehold was constructed as just like a military outpost to make sure Greenclay could hold the ground and keep the Dragonborn in the depths down there. But then when the King of Greenclay had died, that's when Platehold waged war on Greenclay and the Civil War began. But Greenclay, the King of Greenclay, does control that whole area from Greenclay lower, and kind of has a hand in controlling the other towns around Greenclay, like Haverhills, Ertleton, and Mountain, but that's more of a cooperation with the capital. Technically, the capital also is the king of the Greenclay region, but it's basically like Greenclay's like middle management, basically, you know?
Gotcha. That's why it's the King of Greenclay and not. I sort of thought it was weird that he was king, when it was like, I didn't think of it as that big of a like region, but it makes more sense now that I know that it's a big, silly area.
The area to the left, where the deserts are, that is where the Caecilian dynasty controls. To the north is mostly controlled by the capital, as well as some royalty in Lupinpine. Then in the mountain region to the north, there is a dwarven tetrarch of that area that lives in Coolfell. Queen's Nest is kind of separated, also isolated. That's like where the drow populate. So they also have a matron mother there that controls that region. But that's sort of the background of this entire continent, just so you all are on the same page. Because some of you know bits and pieces of this, but I don't think all of you know all of it.
I feel like it's it's still fitting in my mind for the Queen's Nest to be something related to spider people.
Shello, make a religion check.
Oh, I got an 11.
You know basically that it's called the Queen's Nest because they worship the Raven Queen.
Ravens?
It's like a bird nest, basically, is where they get that.
Oh, that's sick. Well, I still think spiders are cool.
Why is the silly ant bard rolling higher religion checks than the paladin?
Anyway, at the end of the day, the king in the capital, the Elven King, King Einair, he controls this entire continent. He has less of a hand in controlling like the day-to-day, and he leaves that to these tetrarchs of these different areas, but he is the supreme ruler of this continent.
Dude.
That sounds healthy.
Except for the Dragonborn, who are obviously rebelling against him. That's a whole nother thing. Also, you know that the reason the Greenclay Stronghold exists is from a long past war against the humans and the elves, and that's why this place looks almost ruin-like and very, very old, even though there's still people living here, and it's not like an actual city. It's basically like a city of a lot of people who migrated here, because this is where the king of the essentially humans kind of set up operations and have been here for so long.
So you'd say purely through environmental storytelling, we may be able to discern that the humans lost to the elves. Because the elves are in the capital.
You know that they made a truce, basically, but the elves did get the better deal out of it, you could say. It wasn't like that as soon as it happened, but over time the elves began getting more powerful. The reason that the elves are at the capital is just because that's the like holy land of the elves. But over time they developed into the world power.
Well, what I meant is that the capital is still in great standing compared to the human.
Well, you also have to
stronghold,
keep
which
in
is-
mind that King Einar
Dragon
had
Deez.
buried the old capital underground and made a new one.
That seems like a very powerful thing.
Yeah. The impression that you'd get from the Greenclay stronghold, named after the Greenclay region, is that they're very, I guess you could say, humble people. They're very stuck in tradition, going so far as the King of Greenclay. He's not really a king, but that's just a title that they uphold from way back in the past, keeping up tradition. But in a sense of a word, he's more of a tetrarch than an actual king. Now that we got the continent history out of the way in episode 17, you guys are now arriving to the Greenclay stronghold, full of peasants and poor people in the shadow of the rich capital. But on your way through this town, Scrubbins tells you all that he's going to hop off and kind of investigate this person who had stopped you the other day, and he'll leave talking to the king to you guys, but he's going to go do some investigation on who this person is. That's where Scrubbins will be while you guys are doing your stuff in Greenclay today. But approaching the throne room, there is once again a line of people. So you all top into the end of the line with your... Are you concealing your monster parts at all?
Yeah, I would generally just have it in my robe at the moment. I wouldn't really be.
There, keep in mind there is you have the fang, the tip of the tongue. Those are sort of small enough that you could probably conceal them easily. But the eyes is like the scalp, and that was fairly decently large. So in order to conceal that, you can't put it in a pocket or under your robes or something. It'd have to be you have to cover it with a blanket or something like that.
Can I wear?
You have a blanket?
Can I wear the eyes on the top of my head?
It's larger than usual.
Good.
All the better to see with.
You guys do have from your camp supplies. You have bedrolls and things such as that.
Okay.
Would I don't want to get my bag of holding all dirty.
It wouldn't be able to fit in the bag of holding.
It wouldn't fit. Okay, fair enough.
No, this thing is probably the size of Pebble. Maybe a little bit smaller.
What the fuck?
I mean, this was a
Pebbles are
giant
pretty
creature, and you basically just took the top of its scalp off.
I will happily sacrifice my much required bedroll to wrap the eyeballs in.
All right.
It'll be fine.
Very required that you have it.
A few hours pass of you all waiting in lines. You see what you saw last time, basically. Hunters here to get information like you all did yesterday, as well as some hunters that seem to have kills, some of them concealing it, some of them have them out proudly, but nothing that seems as big as what you all dealt with. People will have bears, a coyote or something, nothing Froghemoth level. So you guys are feeling fairly confident that what you got is the Beast of Greenclay, and these other people were here just to basically cheaply cash in, saying that they had gotten it.
Can I ask what the person behind us is carrying?
They have in a glass case just some floating eyeballs in there and some water.
I'd like to poke at the glass and say, "Good Lord, you must have really gotten the beast."
Yeah, that's right. We plucked the eyeballs out of this dog we saw passing through town.
What?
Truly a horror.
A dog?
The dog
That's why
seemed
they
pretty
call
mean.
it us, the big
barked at
hunters.
us.
I believe it.
Oh, I'm pissed.
A singular dog just destroying all those buildings. Must have been a fearsome beast. Both of those trying not to laugh.
You folks seem to be grand hunters to
killed
bring
a
down such a
dog?
magnificent beast.
Why would you kill a dog?
Shut up.
I told you it barked at us. We know that there was a beast terrorizing Greenclay. It must have been this. It was barking at a lot of people.
Upset. It looks really, really upset.
Good luck with your eyeball.
A few hours pass, and you get to the front of this line before entering into the halls of the throne room. A guard then sort of opens the doors behind the two guards at the front, keeping you guys in place, and these two guards move out of the way when these doors open. You all and pass through.
I'm scared. Anxious.
So yeah, walking in, you see that King Bladeblood is not in the throne room currently. Currently is just Harnen Detclaire, who is sitting at a sort of side seat that is for the king advisors, a little bit lower than the actual large throne. Oh, I believe I remember your faces. Please show me what you hunted and we can move this along, hopefully.
Your Honor, I guess we reveal the pieces now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so ripping the bed sheet off of this and taking out the other pieces, his eyes sort of widen and he leans forward in his chair. By Inibus, they've done it! He looks around at the guards. He has like a wide smile on his face as he's looking around as if expecting a reaction from these stoic men that are just keeping watch. But then he claps his hands together and laughs as he stands up. Ah! Fetch the Majesty! You six, what do you call yourselves?
We're the pity party, sir.
Well, color me very curious on who this pity party is that found and vanquished the beast. No other warriors could. I'd very much like to hear your story.
Oh, that's...
Well, I'm an ant.
That's a touchy subject. I don't say that out loud.
I'm an ant.
We met good while ago. Probably like a month, maybe. She's sort of like stumbling over her words at this point, like not sure what to say. Due to the fact that they obviously can't tell where they met. At a punchball game. We met.
It was a big game.
It was a big game.
Punchball game? You all athletes?
No, we're not.
No.
Just, family members.
You all are related.
No,
Yeah.
not all. No. She,
Most
put
of us
Shello
are.
away.
Most of you.
I'm sorry about my
Only
friend
maybe
here.
two of you look alike, and it's not even that close of a resemblance. In fact, I don't think the two that I'm looking at are even the same rate as an elf and a human. What?
Ben?
Pebble, can you roll a deception check at disadvantage?
Fuck, I'm
Yeah,
not
no,
even
you
like.
Stop stumbling.
Why at disadvantage?
Because
Because you're really
have you
bad.
hurt yourself?
You're mumbling.
I'm so devious. Okay, how's a 7? How's a 7?
I don't know why you would need to lie about who you all are, but really none of my concern. The job is done.
I'm an
You know,
ant.
just touchy past.
I was just hoping to learn of the new heroes of Greenclay that helped us and relate, but
we've had a really
Our story
rough.
isn't important.
Yeah, we've had a really rough month, and for most of us.
You see, I used
years
to be
before that.
traveling in a freak show many
my God.
moons ago.
Yeah, that's true.
interesting.
Jeez.
I knew there'd be some interesting stories to some of you, even if some of you cannot tell.
I once stumbled across this gang of misfits and other sorts, and as the most inspiring and charismatic of us all, I took the mantle of the leader, and now we travel and we adventure and we slay beasts, for it is what we do.
Of course, well, being traveling adventurers sure is a hard task to do for many, but you all seem to have the spirits in tow in order to. And then at this point, Lyle begins walking into the room, being escorted by some guards, and Harnen, he quickly silences himself and kneels as this small king's feet echo through the room as he approaches his throne.
Should we
Oh,
also
Your
kneel?
Honor.
Should we
I'd like to-
kneel?
Bow my head.
Miriam's not bowing, kneeling, nothing.
Ooh.
She's just staring them down.
Son
like
is just clutching Mherren.
Oh.
And I feel like get in between. Like, I'm not sure if I should be following Mherren or if I should be following Shello. Like,
Sort of half bows.
Was Pebble
yeah.
Pebble's gonna bow, sure.
Lyle Bladeblood, he ascends a few steps at the base of the platform, the king's throne, and advisor's chair sit. And then as the king hops onto the seat of the throne and turns your all way, he sort of scoffs at those that are still standing and not fully kneeling, just sort of bowing, and he puts his hand up and moves two of his fingers in a sort of waving motion and says, "You may step forward. What do you have?"
You see here, my liege, we have parts of the once great and powerful beast of Greenclay.
Upon seeing the monster parts you all hold up, he then turns to his left to the advisor's chair Harnen sits at and says, "Harnen, they were supposed to bring it back alive." Harnen then says, "Yes, my king, but I'm sure these hunters fought valiantly and were left no choice. In the end, saving Greenclay lives is what truly matters," as he looks to your group and nods his head sort of like in approval, like he is sort of getting your backs.
I thought that bringing it back alive was just an extra reward. I didn't think we were expected to do so.
See?
My liege, for you see, 3 of my former associates have perished. They are not here with us, though they fought valiantly. It was quite a hard fight. You do understand that we simply could not come back empty-handed. We needed to bring something.
You're saying that you lost companions on this trek?
You may not remember them. They were very small, but they looked much similar to me. An ant.
Make a deception check.
This
Motherfucker.
Where is he?
Oh my god.
Please roll something good.
14.
Shello on his way to lie.
That is regrettable to hear. You have my condolences, but we appreciate your work to stop this beast's reign of terror, and you can take comfort in knowing that with it gone, he sort of looks at Lyle, no more will fall by it. Lyle then says, "Yes, I guess the Kingdom of Greenclay will uphold its end and award this group with the lower sum of 6,000 gold.
Lower? Pebble's still frothing at the mouth. Looks like she has rabies.
And what
She
else
might.
can His Majesty do for you? Our castle has spare rooms to spend the night if you also need, and we are open to help granting any favors that the kingdom can reasonably accommodate for."
So are we going for the route of getting stuff to help with the
Yeah.
as adventurers, especially having lost companions, we do have needs for equipment that currently we aren't exactly reaching. It would be very helpful if we could have some extra tools to assist our journey.
As you're saying this, what seems like a worker is sort of filling up a goblet Lyle is holding with what appears to be red wine, and then when you finish talking, he takes a sip of it and kind of leans back in his chair in his throne with a slouched posture, and he's like, "Well, what sort of equipment can we help you with?"
Well, she sort of like elbows Balthazar.
We plan on heading southwest through the Badlands and towards the desert. So anything that would help with hotter, more sparse climates, as well as if you know any information about transportation in that area, as I don't think our horse will get through there.
You need help with transportation. What did you arrive in?
We have a horse and carriage, but I don't feel like that. Once we get sort of towards the more sandy desert, after the outlands, I think it won't be suitable.
Lyle sort of, while taking like a slow sip of his wine, sort of eyes Harnen, who then is like, gear used to travel in sand is not something we deal with often in the forests of Greenclay. We can, however, load your carriage with spare rations, and we might be able to have some of the carpenter's in town, work overnight to improve your wheels for traveling through the sand dunes, if that would be of help.
Actually, yeah, that sounds fantastic. Better wheels, upgrade.
There's one more thing. As you would have noticed, when I was in here the other day, I didn't look this bad. I was under a medical care, but it doesn't seem to be sticking. I'm wondering if you have any witch doctors or anyone who specializes in medicine in town.
What sort of illness ails you?
Can I use stuff to like summon a claw? See, this is something I've been able to do with my staff upon request. But recently I've had what seems to be nightmares, but it keeps happening. It seems like it may be a curse, but I want to make sure.
A curse? Well, we do not have a court mage. We can, however, arrange for the Afterglow Academy to send a mage to help you. I believe the school has an abjuration teacher that could be helpful in this circumstance. We do not have any mages within Greenclay. We do have the relationship with the academy. If you're unable to wait, if you're traveling through the desert, maybe the king can arrange for a meeting between yourself and the Caecilian's mage.
Caecilian's mage.
Yes, they have a court mage in their disposal. Or we could send a message to the academy and they could probably get here by the morrow.
Personally, I've not been a fan of the college, so where would you say this other mage was?
If you're passing through the desert, Furin Euphin, the Caecilians rule that area.
I might give them a try. Is there any way that you could possibly send a message ahead of time to let them know that we're coming?
Yes, we can arrange to send a letter by bird to their location, and before you arrive, with your descriptions and names, they will know of your arrival in the coming days.
Much would be appreciated, thank you.
I like to grasp my chest and fall to my knees and raise one arm into the air.
What is he doing?
And shout out, "Oh, to be forgotten like my once alive compatriots.
Lord.
To be squashed like a bug beneath the foot of the beast of Greenclay. If only there was a way for our gracious leader to be remembered."
Will pats him on the back. I'm sorry, buddy. I know it's been hard for you. It's okay.
Do you all need some time and space to grieve? We can set up this room for you as soon as we can.
That would be absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much.
And some guards sort of walk over to take the monster parts from you. For putting them in what looks like just like wooden boxes, basically. If you all would like, I know your ant leader seems a bit taken right now. I can lead you all back and give you the gold as part of your reward.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
That would be great, thank you.
Oh, he's okay now, I guess. Cool. No.
Lyle then...
Oh, father, why?
What?
Lyle then pops up out of the seat, sort of, his feet not reaching all the way to the floor. He kind of has to, like, jump a little bit to get off, but then after he does that, he takes a big gulp, pretty much finishing the wine in the goblet, and then says, "The Kingdom of Greenclay thanks the Pity Party for their work in helping with this beast of Greenclay. We very much appreciate your work. If we could be of any more service, do not hesitate to let us know, and we will keep your companions in our thoughts. Then he begins to walk off as two guards go in front of him and sort of lead him as a personal guard unit.
What a nice young chap.
He is not gonna remember the companions. Our fake
well, to be
companions.
fair, I don't either, so...
After Lyle leaves, Harnen claps his hand together and gets up, sort of slowly, like he has a crack in his back from sitting for too long, and sort of puts his fist to his back and stretches out, and he's like, alright, well, if you'll follow me, we can get you all set up with the gold we owe you, and we'll send word to the town's carpenters to begin looking at your carriage and working to improve it for desert travel. Now, if you follow me, he walks around the corner to an area kind of sort of behind the throne room. He goes down the hall a bit to a room that's situated basically directly behind the throne room, opening up the door. And you all kind of file into this sort of cramped room. It's not a small room or anything. It's about like medium sized, but it's stacked high with crates, and there's some barrels sort of pushed to the side. There's a circular window casting down a beam of light onto this table that's piled high with junk and just a coat of dust over top. It seems most of the stuff in here hasn't been touched for a little bit, but Harnen begins opening up a chest, kind of pushing some stuff to the side to get to this chest, opening it up, moving his fingers through it, the gold inside, sort of counting it, getting a good estimate of what's inside, and without looking at you all, his back sort of turned away as he's looking into this gold, he says, between us, the information you know of this frog doesn't need to get out to the public. I'll include another 600 gold to your prize.
Oh.
Which frog?
The beast?
There were 4
Okay.
frogs.
Shello, he's talking about the beast.
What about the other frog?
He looks around at you, eyebrows raised at the mention of the 4 frogs, and says, you helped the Kingdom of Greenclay very much greatly. You will be remembered for it, but just do us a favor and do not really speak of this to anyone, keeping it amongst yourselves and those in the room.
Please remember my compatriots. I believe brass would be the best metal to contrast their likeness in a statue.
What do you
want a statue
of brass of my companion?
No, please don't listen.
They were very small.
I can give word to the king if that's what you so desire. Just a brass statue of what, and you?
2 ants.
Like you ant or ant?
They were more than ants to me, but to
don't,
your kind.
I remember one of your compatriots, but I don't remember another ant.
They were very small.
Okay, so they were actual. Okay, I can give word to the king to make brass statues of 2 ants. That's not a problem. Probably not a lot of brass will go into that, but
One on each side of the capital, please.
As far as the public needs to know, you took down this beast and received your gold and went on your way. You don't need to discuss what it was or the details.
Okay, just
Okie dokie.
Pebble's very on guard at this point.
Yeah, Mherren's not liking the sound of that too much.
Oh, we're getting gold.
It's a little bit sussy baka.
Oh yeah, I'm not complaining about the gold. I'm
gold is
worried
very
about the fact
nice.
that they are keeping secret what the creature was. That
As long as we are getting our gold.
We're getting
clearly
dough.
got
Do
rid of
All that
I
matters.
have your
But-
confirmation on this?
Yes, of course.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Fantastic.
You know
guy.
us.
I don't know you.
Well,
I will trust that in your line of business as adventurers and hunters that you know how to keep secrets as you did with your own past. He picks up this chest of gold and hands it over to Mherren, who appears to be the largest and strongest,
the actual
holding
leader.
it out to her, as it is a heavy chest.
Yeah, Mherren takes it effortlessly, but she's kind of like, she looks at him. She doesn't say anything. She does give a slight nod, but she's looking at him, just assessing him, I suppose.
Rizzing
as she
him
takes
up,
it. No,
as the kids say.
no, she's not rizzing him up.
Be 1,100 gold to each of you. Begin to say.
1,100. Oh my god, we're rich.
You begin to say once you get to your carriage, you put this chest in there
Okay.
and deal out.
Is this our place of living for the eve?
This room, no. We're setting you up with a room in the royal halls, a guest room. I will see you off in the morrow once your carriage has been situated. But other than that, unless you have anything else for me, I believe we're done.
Thank you, sir. This has been just infinitely helpful. Thank you.
I assume that when he said "don't mention the frog," that he was involved in that whole thing, just because he was acting suspicious.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't trust
I
him
feel
nearly
like
enough.
I do not think he's on our side when it comes to just the fact that we have such a distrust of authority, and he is basically he's basically the one in charge. Like,
And he
let's
was
be real,
he
the
was
king
on
isn't
the
really
other
doing
side
jack shit.
in the war I was in.
I mean, if
This
any of
is
you
also true.
want to make an insight check, you can. You don't have to.
Yes.
Oh, I sure do.
Yes,
Oh,
okay.
never mind. That'll be a Mherren thing.
Baron, you can do it with advantage, or Pebble, you can also do it if you want. Whatever
What's
you
your
want.
what's your
just do-
modifier?
My modifier on insight
Insight.
+3.
Okay, you do it.
Okay, with advantage.
+2.
Yeah, you can do it with advantage since Maren is also doing
Rick, yeah, this is epic.
I got
All right.
Oh fuck.
All right,
That
let's
20
go.
didn't
No.
Fuck yeah, my first good roll of the whole fucking show. That's wild.
Looking at
Right.
his face as he speaks to you in this room, away from the guards, away from the king, just in solitude here with him, he has what looks like a deep sadness in his eyes, like regret, something weighing on him. And as he was sort of telling you guys to be hush-hush about this beast you slayed, he looks like he doesn't want to be saying what he is. Like he's sort of making himself say these things, like he wishes he didn't have to in a way. He clearly knows information about this he's not telling you all, but he also appears to think you all have information you're not telling him.
I'm gonna. So, So Mherren and
Makes
I
me
both
trust him
see
more.
this, right? None of the others, or is it just?
This would be both Pebble and Mherren would see this.
Okay. So I'm gonna sort of like give Mherren like a bombastic side eye, and then sort of be like, "Sir, this beast, what exactly was it doing in Greenclay? How did it get there? I feel like there's something that we should know."
Well, it's been terrorizing the region, starting in here in the capital and moving its way downwards south. As for the circumstances around it, the problem is dealt with, and I do not feel you all need to know anything more than what you know to kill it in order to get the gold, which is why you came here. Am I correct?
What color is his hair?
What?
He
color is
has brown hair. He has. Wait a minute.
Okay, so he's not
Because
the
didn't the
He
frogs
was
mention
blonde.
something blonde?
trying to think of what I can say because I don't want to like outright be an ass, but also you and I have some. He doesn't know Mherren, I assume.
He does not appear to recognize you. He has shoulder-length brown hair and a large mustache and beard.
Whoa, sorry, I wasn't imagining the mustache. You just like completely threw off my perception of this man.
Well, it's like a full mustache beard, kind of trimmed to not go lower than his chin.
It's like having only met
wild.
someone
That's
during
interesting,
COVID
David.
when you only ever met them with a mask, and then suddenly they pull down their mask and there's like a big handlebar mustache. That's the
It's not
feeling
a
you
handlebar
gave me.
mustache. Well, the
It's just like a
sort of
full face of hair.
sidebar, the sort of sideburns and mustache are very thick, longer than even the chin hair, so it almost looks like mutton chops, basically.
Gotcha.
I wish he had a receding hairline.
I wish he
I
had. That's
don't.
real. That's real. No, I wish he had a receding hairline too.
Maybe
I
a
would
comb
wonder.
over. Yeah.
I was imagining someone older than
He's a
this
few
man.
hundred years old, more than middle-aged for a half-elf. You can spot some dark gray hairs in the
Oh.
base of his beard and hairline, but he looks good for his age, nice and burly.
I don't know what
Probably-
to say in response because we had to go through Greenclay anyway, so it's not like we purposely sought out to come here. For
It was
that
just
because
handy
on our
as we
way.
were coming
It was just
through.
on the way.
I mean, I'm not complaining about the gold. Whoa, mama, am
Yeah,
I right?
like-
Humana, that's a lot of money.
That's not why we came through here. It was mostly something along the way that would help people out and would help us out. We didn't come here just seeking a reward. We came here because we had somewhere else important to be, and it was on our way. And helping people, as well as getting rewarded for it, sounded like a pretty damn good deal. Just because there was a reward doesn't mean that we didn't have good intentions as well.
We want to help people whenever we can, just because there was a reward. I mean, that sweetens the deal, but ultimately we do want to help people.
Well, either way, the job is done. People are helped, and you have your gold.
Are you content
Alright.
with that?
He doesn't really answer, just sort of looking down at the floor.
Valid.
You
I'd
don't
be
have
looking
to be
down at
content
the
with
floor
this
sometimes.
resolution. Especially if there's more to the story.
Mherren, make a persuasion check.
That's gonna be rough.
People are helping you make an advantage.
No. Okay.
I definitely saw more than one frog. That's all I'm saying.
Oh shit! Dirty
20.
20.
Well, if you all are here and you are looking to help others, as you say, we may have a issue among the castle as, well, I'll start further back. You guys are kind of leaving the room before this conversation Your meeting here had ended. You all had started leaving the room, but now that the conversation is continuing, he's closing the door. It was open thus far, but now he's closing it. Under the stronghold is the dungeons, the jail, or the city, but there is a sort of secret wing only trusted royalty and a few guards that man it are aware of. This wing, well, it houses various beasts for the king's amusement. He likes animals and wanted to keep a zoo in a sense, but fearing the dangers it could cause, and, well, wanting it for himself not to be public, more of a private collection, he had us build it underground, and, well, the froghemoth was one of these beasts that we keep, and it had seemed to be let out from the inside. Lyle, he wanted it back alive. I just wanted it dealt with, thus the two separate reward tiers, but we did not want the information of this getting out that the king's actions were what led to civilians dying, and so we just didn't want the mention of this being a froghemoth to be out there, as it could be tied back to us and our trades to get this here. Plus, we knew of the bullywugs you had mentioned. They were spotted leading this froghemoth, and we fear word of that. The small group of bullywugs are able to get this out of the stronghold. It wouldn't look good, but the more concerning matter is the possibility of this being an inside job. There's more things to put against Lyle. Lyle, he tries his best. This getting out there, it could cause upheaval and distrust over a problem now taken care of by you all. I don't want to see another war, the Dragonborn gaining ground as we fight amongst ourselves, raising more villages, innocent lives lost in the pursuit of a crown, and something like this that could lead others to believe that he's not worthy of the crown. It could cause another civil war, not specifically this, but things stacking up over time paints him in a poor picture.
I see.
If you all have the time, if you can find any information about who has done this, it could greatly help the Greenclay Kingdom.
I see.
Mherren's eyes kind of go downcast when he mentions that it could be the start of another war, and mentioning the past war. Sort of in thought, but also from the memories of what the war was like.
So, should we tell him about Blondie McBlonderson?
No, I still don't think we should.
I don't either.
Cause
I think
I don't know, because I want to know the full story before we choose sides.
And if you want to,
we don't know.
If you want to know the type of opinion I have on this whole shabam,
Mind your language.
the first thing that I could think of is that I don't think Greenclay is at all in the right here, and I think that we could absolutely use At some point, if they become an issue, or if we need help or support, we have this as
Blackmail.
blackmail. Exactly. Like, this is
Yeah.
blackmail
I don't
material.
think either side is right currently.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think there's necessarily a right and wrong side here. Whoever sabotaged them or unlocked the cage inside is obviously working for the other side.
And innocent blood was shed.
Exactly.
This is also
But
true.
it is also the fault of Greenclay for having something like that in the first place.
Yeah,
It's
but
completely
also
unnecessary.
if any child could get what they wanted, I think every child would probably have a zoo.
That's true.
Well, but that doesn't mean that it's okay that this
Yeah, but
15-year-old child had a
maybe
what
the
is it, like a
15-year-old
frog
child
myth?
shouldn't be a king.
Well, no shit.
That's true. That's
There was a whole war about that.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that, you know, children don't really, you know, they're not very responsible, funnily
why
enough.
not?
They like animals,
I
which
don't.
is not a
Because they
bad
have the
trait.
damn wizard.
That being said, though, this kid's not done a horrible job.
Yeah, the kid
Oh,
didn't like do
no.
much wrong.
Done nothing. I'm gonna be honest.
The kid's done nothing. It's the advisor doing everything.
Yeah.
It's literally just the advisor. So the kid hasn't done really
The
wrong,
kid
but he
was
hasn't.
described to us as a bad leader.
Yeah,
Because he's a
because
child.
he's a child. He
Well,
does
yeah,
nothing.
but that's like
If anything, he's just like sitting there as a placeholder while Harmon does everything.
Mm.
So I don't freaking know.
I don't think we should necessarily take sides either way. Obviously not with these guys because of Mherren.
Yeah, no.
But also not with the other side because they essentially tried to instigate a war
Yeah,
by releasing the Froghemoth.
yeah,
And also they knew about the Froghemoth, I'd assume.
and they knew that it would cause.
They did know because
deaths.
they did obviously let it out and also tell the frog guys about it.
Yeah, but now I'm starting to second guess myself because we don't know necessarily it was someone from Platehold because it could be a sabotage from some other third party.
That is also true. I don't know yet.
Mm.
I don't want to choose any side. I don't want to tell Harnen what we know because
Yeah, we could just like
for now we don't know if there's because on the side of Platehold might have no fucking clue what's going on. Like Boot said, it could just be someone trying to sabotage both at the exact same time, or it could be Platehold and there could be something more to this.
There's also the
Or in
sketchy
another
guy,
direction.
the sketchy guard, and he tried to hide his face whenever
Yeah.
he kicked us out, or he kicked Scrubbins out. So
Mad sussy.
I just feel like there's so much more to this that we can't justify saying anything.
I'd say if we went to Platehold, asked for private counsel with someone, and then told them that we had overheard there was a person from Platehold looking for a Froghemoth.
I mean, we would probably have more influence over there too because that's where Mherren's from.
Exactly.
And Mherren also did fight for their side. So
I think until we know both sides, it is difficult to say anything. I suggest that we just dust our hands off and go, well, see ya.
I
That's
think we can say
real.
that we'll look for information, but we make no promises.
Yeah,
And that's that.
that's a nicer way of doing it.
If it does come out that they are in the right and this is like a big plot, then if we let them know, we still have that open door
Yeah.
versus saying that we won't do it.
I'm just a big fan of the blackmail idea.
So what do you say to it?
I'm not sure what we'll be able to find, but we will try our best to find anything and keep our ears open.
He sort of like grunts and shakes his head in approval and puts his hand on the doorknob to open it back up for you all, but he freezes for a second, his hand on the doorknob, and says, There were many who wished to take the crown for themselves. There was, of course, the Civil War not so long ago, and I don't want to believe that they're trying to bring up past wounds, but it is Lyle's blood right. It's not his fault he lost his mother in childbirth and his father to sickness when he was only 10 years of age. He's had to grow up with an entire nation resting on his back, and even then he's managed to develop over the years to make better choices for his people. He's not replacing the water supply with soda anymore, at least.
They have soda? Well, I guess they have.
No.
I'm doing my best to help guide him to becoming as good of a king as his father was. But
You seem like a great man. I'm very glad that you are there to support him.
if you all do manage to find any information, please come to me privately, and I'd greatly appreciate it. And you will hold a place at the castle if you ever need assistance.
Hell yeah. We got royal compatriots.
I can't figure out how to address him because, like,
Sir. or
Kidoki.
well, no, because I
Ask him his
want
pronouns.
No. It's because obviously Mherren knows him also from the Centuries War, which she also took part of, and he was a war hero from. Like, I kind of want Mherren to almost call him, like, Commander, but that wouldn't... I don't know if that would make sense
Commander.
or reveal too much.
He now turns the handle to let you all out of the room and sort of opens the door for you to now exit.
Thank you.
I would
Yeah,
like
but-
to see our room.
We don't know where our room is.
It's just basically a guest room that seems to house any royals that come visit here. You're all set up with 2 separate rooms. Both are fairly identical. They have some different furniture arrangement and different very fine, fancy paintings on the walls of portraits and landscapes, but they're both basically set up the same way. A large, luxurious bed, wardrobe, private bathroom for each, rugs on the floor of fine fabric, and then very soft silk bed sheets and blankets. It's probably the nicest room most of you have stayed in.
This is
Oh,
fucking
for sure.
awesome.
Are
Damn.
there
This is
any-
horrible.
Are there any forgotten belongings in?
They're not. There seems to have been cleaned out very well. Like very attention to detail to how clean this room is. There's nothing in the wardrobes or anything beyond like things that it's stocked up on, like things to wash your body and things such as that, hairbrush, that sort of thing.
The hairbrush
Just
is gonna
hygiene
be
products, basically.
annihilated. Are we splitting the rooms up, boy and girl?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. I was just gonna ask who's rooming with who.
We could do
How are
grilled
we
good
having-
boys.
Okay.
We're gonna have a pillow fight. Or nails. Oh my god.
No.
Mherren's gonna kill me with a pillow.
It just cleaves your head, but with a pillow.
Alright, so
Guys, can I send a photo of my dinner?
What the fuck is that?
Why do you take the most
What the-
disgusting pictures of food?
It's
Like that looks
gross.
like.
So
Is that
fucking gross.
pancake?
I
Is
know what
that a
it is.
pancake?
It
That
looks
looks
like
like
McDonald's.
meat.
What the fuck are you
It's not
talking?
peanut
It's a
butter.
pancake.
That looks like meat.
Yeah,
That
where's
looks
he
like,
got it?
it looks like roast beef or something.
It looks like a
Okay.
hair crab
No,
is on it.
that's
Half-Life.
why the
butter
fuck
on
have
it.
you just got rice on your plate next to
It's
fucking?
not rice, it's a
like-
hash brown, motherfucker.
That's a hash
Why do you-
brown.
No.
Jesus.
Why do you...
Wait,
Well,
no,
yeah,
wait,
hash
you
browns
mean
are
2 different
normal
types
hash
of hash
browns.
browns?
That looks like fucking rice.
Yeah, I
I'm
have
sorry.
patty hash browns and I have normal
Why?
hash browns. Because they're both good.
Okay, anyway.
That's
I
just
feel like
too
I'm
much.
Why
getting
you got a layer of
motion
peanut
sick
butter on
from
your
what-
fucking
like-
pancake?
Did you
That's
eat-
foul.
on
I'm
your
getting
toast?
motion sickness in this picture.
Did you put butter on your toast, Scalli?
What? No.
Is that a
it's
cutting board
toast.
it's on, or is that a plate?
Like,
Wait,
what?
motherfucker!
Why is the pancake covered in like peanut butter or something?
It's peanut butter on pancake.
Peanut
It's
butter-
delicious.
Peanut butter is good. Peanut butter is good.
This
I'm
is-
panicking.
Also, the
It's one of those photos that just give you anxiety looking at it.
Yeah,
the
Just
syrup is like
like-
getting on everything else.
You're so fucked.
Yeah, I
Like
don't
it's
like
on
the
the
syrup
other
on
stuff
toast.
more than the pancake.
The hash
Oh my
brown is
God.
gonna get soggy from the maple syrup.
Oh,
Ugh.
the syrup got pushed off by the
touching
peanut
hash
butter.
browns, I don't mind, but the fact that it's touching the toast irks me so much.
The flavor
This is getting us
profile
off
is
track,
just
okay.
confusing me.
So mad.
We need to properly shame Scalli.
You guys set up all your personal belongings in these rooms and see that your carriage is being examined by a group of a few carpenters who are doing like measurements and things such as that. But it's getting to almost be sundown, not quite there yet. What are you guys doing with the rest of your day?
There's a shop in town, right?
Zaddy had told you that he has a warehouse in town that he does business out of, yes.
Yeah,
Is that like the only one, or is there like
that
an
appears to
armory
be
anywhere?
the only sort of magic shop that would have stuff for adventuring groups in town. There are just normal shops for the commoners that live here. But
No armory of sorts where I can get like a knife or like a new staff possibly.
there is a forge in the castle grounds that seems to specifically be for the guards and armies, so not like selling things or anything like that. However, you do have favor within this area, so you could theoretically possibly get something made.
Sana doesn't have the balls to talk to the armory, so
She doesn't have balls?
What?
elves
Anyway.
don't have genitals.
Let's go
That
to
is
Zaddy
not
Double
true.
Cheeks.
Is that true?
Zaddy
Elves
Double
are elves have genitalia, but most elves do look sort of genderless. Like female, male elves can get confused for one another.
Real. They're just like me for shizzle. All right, let's go to Zaddy's store.
The
I wanna
concept
sell-
of gender in elven society is very open, though.
hell yeah.
Answering that
slay.
question if Sana has balls seriously.
Yeah, but we're also very racist, Scalli.
Oh well, never mind.
I don't
It
want to go to
balances
Zaddy
it
Double
out.
Cheeks anymore.
I want to go to Zaddy's.
Okay.
No, I don't want to.
I want to. Why don't you?
Sana would
Because
like
you
to
want
go
to.
there. It just
What
any
the
shop,
hell,
really.
dude?
So Zaddy's Odd Ends is a very large, just basically warehouse-like building with a big sign out front that seems hand-painted in purples and pinks to say Zaddy's Odd Ends. It's a big warehouse with a small little storefront at the front that's basically just a desk in front of a wall with like cash register. But Zaddy is currently up front seeing you all come in. He says, "Oh, the adventurers! Welcome to Zaddy's Odd Ends. I see you found your way here wonderfully. Tell me, did my arrows of lightning help you slay the beast of Greenclay?"
It actually did. Yeah, we got the reward.
Of
We
course it
did
would. They are Zaddy original items, after all.
Well, of course. I'm getting the ick. Anyway, if someone else wants to do the topic.
He gave
Son.
me the ick the moment we met him.
This is a
Well,
small
yeah, but-
halfling with like tan skin, handlebar mustache that like curls as he talks. He kind
Oh,
of
of course, yeah,
puts his
fucking
fingers
mess.
around the curls and sharpens the points on it.
Oh god.
In Halfling, Sana's gonna ask, do you have a knife of sorts?
In halfling, he responds, "Well, of course, I've got a knife. I've got plenty of stuff. You need a knife? That's all."
Do you also have any it looks like points at her stick, things to hit with?
Things to hit with. Now
I
speaking
love her.
in common.
We just hear Sana say a ton of stuff in Halfling, and then he goes, "Things to hit with." That's how it
Money
was.
bags you can hit with your hands.
He picks up a pad of paper, begins writing this down, and then says, the rest of you, what else do you need before you depart on more grand adventures?"
Mr. Cheeks, I require to see your beans once more.
"The beans, of course. Love the beans.
I'm a big fan of beans.
Anything else I can get out from the back?"
Any armors that you have would be cool, or armor accessories. She like winks.
Gross.
Fuck is that meant to mean?
I don't know.
He winks back and says, "I do not sell sex supplies."
That's not what I meant.
That's what it
It's
sounded like.
a very dark shade of gray. That is not what I meant.
No, it's okay. I get that a lot for some reason. Don't really know
I
why.
doubt there's any way we can get an item that helps us maybe identify potions. Is there?
Liar.
Oh my god, motherfucker. It's still on this.
Oh my god. I
It's-
mean,
It's like the first
Okay.
item in my inventory.
I require a dangerous, perhaps sharp object for which I could throw around in a large circle with my arms or end someone's life with.
Oh, of course. I have plenty of sharp objects. If anyone else, if you have a need, I got items. So tell me your needs, and I'll see what I can do to fill that gap in your life.
I like to lean on the counter while the other two are deciding. I'd like to say,
If you have anything that could make an ant larger,
oh,
Perhaps.
no.
Do you have anything that may revitalize, like, a lot of exhaustion, perhaps?
I believe a good nap can fix that.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
no.
that
I might
seemed
have
to work
something
the
that
first
can-
time.
Cause a nap, yeah?
brings
No,
out a
that's
bed.
not what I want.
That entire mattress.
I've been quite unwell, and even with a full night's rest, I've still had exhaustion.
You look very sick. Maybe go to a doctor.
would you happen to have not so grand beans?
I don't have normal beans. No, did you guys come here for normal beans?
I was hoping
No.
to mix my magical beans and my regular beans.
Does he have any enchanted things?
You just want enchanted weapons? Yeah, I got plenty of that. I can bring some out.
Oh, okay.
Please do.
It was that
Yes,
easy, man.
please. And well,
Is my
I don't
fucking
know.
halberd I bought you not good enough anymore?
No, that's no. I want an enchanted long range weapon.
Well, I see
I
how
love.
it is.
I no.
Like a
Nazi.
halberd.
No. So maybe like enchanted armor, enchanted weapons, and arrows.
He finishes writing a sentence down, then with a very show-offy, he picks up his pen, makes a taps it against the paper as if adding a period to the end, and then puts this notepad in a pocket and is like, "All right, well, I'll be back in a few moments." And he hops down off a stool he was standing on and walks into doors that he pushes to the side to open.
Why do you need beans and magic beans together?
To eat and
No.
to not eat.
It's like Russian roulette.
He walks back through the doors, his arms holding a bunch of cases and things. Since he's a halfling, he's stacked up all this stuff, and the stack is like higher than him, and it's remarkable how he's able to balance this as he's walking back, it kind of tilting to the side. It looks like it's about to fall over a few times, but he manages to rebalance himself to keep it from falling, and then he jumps back up onto the stool and lays out all this stuff, kind of dropping it heavily onto this desk, all coming down with like a thunk, like a Jenga tower falling over. And then from his back pocket, he pulls out just a normal knife. He says, "Want the knife? 2 silver pieces for this one."
Oh, I don't got to. I'll hand him a gold piece.
"This is all for me? Do you want like multiple knives? I can give you more than one for a gold piece."
It sounds like looking around like not know what to do. Like,
Yes,
I don't-
she'll take a few knives for that
but
price. Thank you.
I only want one.
"I can give you 5 knives for this, unless you're just tipping me very generously, which I appreciate."
Our friend here
We will
doesn't
take the
entirely understand money.
He pulls
very
4 more
well.
out from his
I
back pockets
understand
and
money.
hands them over to
Wait,
Sana.
how many knives is in his back pockets?
Alright, and these beans, like I said, a bag of 4 beans is 1,250 gold pieces. What you do with these beans is you just take one out, you flick the bean a bit, and then it will fall into the ground. And you can plant it.
You flick it?
Okay.
I don't like that wording choice there, Peanut.
Why
literal.
why that wording?
Then a various different things could grow out of the ground. It could be glorious, or you can do it to like mess with someone or something. I don't know. They're your beans.
You can
Thank
flick
you.
your beam to mess with someone?
Of course.
Stop!
Excuse
Stop
me.
saying it that way.
Does anyone,
Okay.
does anyone have 90 gold they can give me?
I do, yeah. Do you want 90 gold?
Wait, did we not get paid?
Yo, dude, he's
Yeah,
spending
but I
all
don't
of it
have
on beans.
1,200.
He's spending all of it on beans.
Can I just buy one bean?
it's a
One
bag
bean?
full.
I could give you one bean for 400 gold.
Done.
All right, he hands over a
Motherfucker's spending
bean.
all his gold on beans and wanting to borrow some?
He flicks his bean right over to you.
Hey!
Now
Stop! I
It
really
almost
hate
activated
this
the
a
beam.
lot.
Then he's gonna take out these arrows that you guys have seen before because he had him when you last saw him. He has lightning arrows for 25 gold each. He has blinding arrows for 5 gold each. But then, with the lightning arrow, he takes out a javelin that seems to also have lightning properties. And he says,
I want it.
you
I
wanted
want
to
it.
add something
I'm
magical
here.
you could throw? Well, this right here, this is a lightning javelin that you could throw, and you give me 800 gold for it.
Fuck.
The javelin. It's not gonna be too powerful still. But
My worry is possibly losing it. So
it is a javelin.
You could also
Yeah.
poke with it.
You could
I
poke
can
with
tell
it.
you exactly what it does. So you throw it, and it's basically acts as like a thunderbolt. You throw like Zeus or something. Anything in a line is affected by it because it leaves a trail
Oh,
of
that's
lightning behind
That-
it. What it hits in that line has to make a dexterity saving throw or take 4d6 lightning damage, or half
Oh,
as
that's
much
really
on a
cool.
success. And
That's
on
great.
a hit, the target takes 4d6 as well.
That's fucking
Wow,
awesome.
That's really fucking good. Okay, did you pull out any other range, like enchanted range stuff, or is it just that?
Other than the arrows, that seems to be all he has for ranged
Okay,
magic
then
weapons.
I'm gonna fucking take it.
Alright.
That sounds really cool.
For you, Sanaid, he shows a staff. I have here for you. You wanted a staff to hit things? Well, this is the staff of striking.
Oh,
Hit something with it, it deals an extra. I was gonna say 1d6, but that wouldn't make sense in context. It deals extra force damage when you hit something with it. Pushes them back a bit when you hit them. It's
Yeah.
21,000 gold.
21,000. I can't do that. Me and my infinite wealth cannot do that.
damn.
Ah, some pores, I see. Well, no, none the matter.
What did you call
Well,
me?
21,000. That's 20,000 more, or a little less. But
Well, I do have some cheaper stuff. He takes out what looks like cat food, and he says, "This right here is the cat nap food. Your friend said he needed a little nap, so you take this, and you pass out for 10 minutes, feeling refreshed afterwards. You can use one can up to 3 times for 50 gold.
So, is it like 10 minutes for like you get a long rest or like a short rest?
You
or
get a
something?
short rest if you stay asleep for those 10 minutes.
Hell
I want
yeah.
Balthor to know that this will not cure his exhaustion, but
Fantastic.
I'd like it.
it basically uses the spell Catnap.
50 gold, you said?
Yeah, 50 gold.
Bro, why do you need that?
Shut your mouth.
There's a genuine question.
I'm an ant.
Oh, that's true. I
Do
put it in the
you
note.
have any enchanted crossbows by chance?
Enchanted crossbows? No, sir, I did not see any when I was back there. We could be
Do you
getting
have
a shipment in sometime, but no, I did not see any crossbows. But
That's the only
even though you
question.
didn't say you needed this, I can tell that you seem to be a wizard with your robes and sweet looking owl. So I did take out these illusionist bracers for you. They're bracers that allow you to cast any cantrips twice. So like you can acid splash
Is that-
twice basically.
So, but that would take up my bonus action. Yeah. So.
Okay, yeah,
I
it'd
mean,
use up
pretty
your
good.
action and your bonus action then.
What can
pretty-
you expect?
it's
Yeah,
pretty
okay.
good.
It would be helpful because it is a pretty weak fucking attack.
These bracers are 1,000 gold.
1,000? Is there any chance that you could go possibly a bit lower, considering that we are people who defeated the Beast of Greenclay?
Heroes, I could probably boast about that. Make a persuasion check.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I could go as low as 700 gold on these.
Damn!
If I can put a signed painting of you behind the counter of me with you, you know?
Sure, but do you mind if I paint it?
Are you an artist?
Somewhat. I just don't like people capturing me in the wrong angles.
Of course,
Stuff
yeah.
like that.
Someone that looks like you, that's understandable.
And I also don't want him to getting inaccurate pictures in case fucking any mages or shit finds it.
Yeah.
Sketch, I guess.
Well, he brings out some ink he had to write down on his notepad, and while you're kind of drawing them together and signing, he then takes out what appears to be a metal vat that he then unseals with a crowbar, and immediately you get the whiff of what is like a sweet smell, but like nauseatingly sweet. Not like a candy
Like
sweet,
chemical.
but yeah, it kind of burdens your nose, kind of nauseating. And he sticks his hand in this, and then he brings out what looks like a leather sort of apron that's dripping with blood. It appears to have been in a vat of just blood.
I know this item.
This bib, I got this from a butcher who was known as a killer of pigs. As all butchers are, but anyway, this bib, you can use it as what basically acts as a way to make your attacks more vicious. Once per turn, when you roll damage for a melee attack with a weapon, you can re-roll the weapon's damage dice. If you do so, you must use the second total.
Could be fun.
It's for people that don't wear armor.
That's actually pretty cool.
I
That's
could
pretty
do
neat.
that.
You didn't wash it?
Unfortunately, this permanently drips blood. I keep it in this
There we
vat
go.
so the blood doesn't just fill the entire room, but it will just permanently leak blood. So that's kind of a disadvantage to it, but that's why it's only 500 gold.
And this blood, what would happen if someone were to ingest it?
Haven't particularly tried that.
I
Particularly.
see. I'd like it.
Vampire's
Please.
wet dream.
That's what. How much was it? 500?
500 gold, yeah. You're spending all your money here.
Yeah, fuck it. I don't need
Fuck
it.
it, we ball. Is that all the armor stuff that he has?
He has one other thing that's actually armor. He takes out what appear to be gold bracers that have waving insignias on them, and he says, "This right here, this is the bracer of defense. Improves your armor if you're wearing nothing else but these bracers and your normal clothing, no other armor."
That's not... Huh, okay.
Probably your armor class is like 19. You're gonna have a hard time finding something that improves it.
Well, I know, but I might as well try. My goal is to get my armor class to 20. That's...
This is a +2 bonus to AC if you're wearing no armor or not using a shield. They
That
are...
would be good for Mherren.
Maren, what's your armor class looking like?
15.
Fuck, it's the same.
I somehow remembered that. I was
These are
about
for
to
the
say
low
15.
price of 6,000 gold.
Oh, brother!
Well, I can't afford that. So.
Never mind.
Brother.
He's looking around at what else is on the desk he took out, and he's like scratching his chin. He's like, what else did I get for you? Oh, here. Ant guy, you said you wanted to be taller. Well, I have a hat here.
Oh,
With this hat, you put it on,
okay.
and you can disguise yourself as something else and possibly make
Oh.
yourself taller. It is the hat of disguise for 1,800 gold.
God, I wish my aunt had a hat. If we return Could you find it in your heart to find some cooking equipment?
Cooking equipment? I could speak to the people I do business with to get my items, and I could come up with something sometime if you ever pass by through here again.
Okie dokie.
Actually, I saw what you had there for the what's it called? The thing you used to break doors open that you used for that vat. The crowbar, exactly.
A crowbar. If you need something to get into a building, I got something even better than a crowbar. Crowbar is a little bit too destructive. But he then pulls from his shirt is like a buttoned shirt, not buttoned all the way up, kind of showing off some of his chest hair, but he reaches his hand down the opening in the top of his shirt and then pulls out what appears to be a door knocker.
Nice.
I don't know if I want this.
Brass, like 5-inch plate base to it with a ring attached that is used to like be the knocking part, but that ring has what looks like 3 golden keys kind of dangling from it, and he says, with this you can magically attach it to a surface of a door or even a chest, something along those lines, whatever can fit at the base, and then you just knock with it. It uses up one of the keys, and whatever you wanted to open is now magically opened.
Ooh, that actually sounds great.
Question: does the definition of chest include just large buildings that have like a safe in them?
Anything that is locked, if you can attach this to it and knock, it'll open.
See.
Doesn't matter if it's locked by arcane means, physical means, anything.
Damn. All right. I'll take it. How much is it?
It's 250 gold. It has 3 charges. These keys, kind of fingers the dangling keys.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yo.
I'll take that, John.
I'm getting arrows.
Lame.
I am going to get 10 lightning and 8 blinding though.
Oh, okay.
For 290.
Moves his fingers along his mustache to curl it back up. He's like, well, if that's all you need, I bid you adieu. Don't be afraid to come back in to observe Zaddy's odd ends.
I still have the ick. I do not like this guy. He icks me.
You don't like Mr. Double Cheeks?
No,
Stop.
I don't like that especially.
As you exit out, there's no windows in this place, so it's kind of like walking out of like a movie theater, having it be like night outside. These 687 moons are now in the sky, lighting the streets that you're on.
Is it essentially just daylight if there's that many moons?
No, there's one big moon. All the other moons are basically just meteors.
Oh right, I think we asked that before.
Planet.
Sorry.
The big moon is called the
They
Pallid
just look
Moon.
like stars, right? But like big stars.
They look almost like
me.
stars. They're moving a bit fast, so it kind of looks like you kind of see faint moving like light in the sky, almost like shooting stars.
Are they
once in a
like when
while.
you can see Mars in the sky, where it's like clearly not a star, but it looks like a
Kind of. Like they're moving faster than the big pallid moon.
Gotcha. Okay. Thumbs up. And
Back to our room. I want to have a very quiet, relaxing night with my best friend
I
Balthazar.
don't believe any room with Shello and it can be quiet and relaxing. I just can't believe that.
I will zip shut my mandibles if I must.
His mandibles.
You're going in a little bit early. Like it's night outside, but it's not like really bedtime yet.
Sana's gonna be in the corner of the room, just sewing, like having her cloak that she always wears, kind of have the cape part is over her lap, and she's just embroidering stuff. And beneath that, like out of view from Mherren and Pebble, is just the necklace, and she'll just occasionally just stare at it.
If you like looked over at Pebble, you would probably be able to see Pebble sort of looking at the map of Diz and
Deezland is the continent.
sort of like staring at like fixedly at one spot, and it's sort of hard to tell where she's looking, but she's not really talking much. She's just sort of like doing like off in her own world.
Yeah, Mherren's probably just sitting on a bed. Probably actually looking at this fucking javelin because she thinks it's sick.
At some point in the night, you all get a knock at your door,
A shriek.
and someone says through the door, "Excuse me, we have room service here."
I want to take out my scimitar and I want to open the door.
As you do that, it's a
Trying to look as
woman
intimidating as possible.
in a kind of worker's outfit, that kind of maidish outfit, that shrieks, and you see that she has like carts with very fine plating with the domes over top of it holding various food items, and there's a lot here, more than you could probably eat in one night. Oh, I'm just delivering, the king is sending his regards. He's sending you the food for the evening.
I'd like to step aside, but like keep direct eye contact with her the whole time.
She's like,
And not say a
just want me
word.
to cart this into the room for you?
I'm still
Yeah,
just.
sleep.
So
Ignore it.
is she at just their room, or are the two rooms like connected, and then like on the inside there's like connecting? Like,
They're not connected. The
corridor.
rooms aren't really directly right next to each other. The room you guys are at is a little bit further down this hall. But you guys are kind of getting these at the same time. But she reels in this cart and says to Balthazar, trying to kind of ignore the strange, creepy ant, we have your food here. Would you need a wine selection or anything?
No, that should be fine.
All right. She sheepishly then leaves the room, but over at the girl side, you also get this knock and someone saying, "Room service."
I'm gonna go answer the door.
Same sort of deal, a cart with some plates, and
I just stare at them. I move out of the side, keep staring at them, don't say a word.
would you like me to wheel this in for you?
Nothing.
Yes, please.
Oh,
ma'am, thank
okay.
you.
She then wheels in this cart. Would you like to see the wine selection?
That Sana starts nodding aggressively.
oh my god!
Like
of
to a point where
course.
you think she's gonna hurt herself. She's
All right,
nodding.
well, from the king, he's allowed us to offer you some of our finest reserves. We have imported the finest Chardonnay from Sarkantia.
Oh, just that.
You do not like the wine vineyards of Sarkantia?
No, it'll do.
Okay.
I just look towards the mayor and he's like, "Isn't that great? It's man."
Sarkantia,
Okay.
of course, being a continent away from Deezland.
Sarkonia.
Yeah, no, I picked up on that.
I
Sarkonia?
assume.
Sorry, I didn't hear that fully, or I didn't process it. Sarkonia.
Sakondia.
Tia,
Sarkondia.
Sarkantia.
Oh,
Okay,
my bad.
Sak-
I put a D in there.
Sarkonia. Oh my fucking god. That's ridiculous. I'm starting to think that this is a joke.
Oh, fuck, it's a joke.
It's Sarkon.
Yeah, no,
I know.
Well, unfortunately, we
laughed.
do not have Sarkonia Blanc. That is a wine pun for the Sauvignon Blanc. Anyway, she then leaves and comes back later with a full bottle of a white wine, with 3 wine glasses. She then pulls in another cart.
I take the bottle from her, open it up, just take a quick swig, and be like, "Oh, this is peasant shit," and start pouring it for everyone. Like I mutter that under my breath, though.
It's not even hiding it at this point.
The food you all have, as you start digging into this, is a very nice assortment of meats and vegetables, very fresh. There's like seafood here, which isn't common for a sort of like landlocked city like this.
Damn, real
Yeah.
fancy.
Jars of honey and other jams.
As the night goes on, I just go into like detail about why this like just different things about different alcohol and how this is kind of bad comparatively to other stuff. Then the moment the wine bottle is empty, I just go back to doing what I was doing before, and I just stop
Oh my
talking.
god.
Is anyone else drinking the wine, by the way, or should you drink the entire bottle?
Oh, Pebble
Mieren's
didn't touch
probably
it.
having a bit.
Okay.
Not a whole,
If-
but this is definitely the most expensive thing that Mieren has ever. Like,
If you
drinking
don't take
at all.
any, she will just drink it all.
Yeah, I know.
You
I'm
said
fully aware.
you said there was seafood.
Yes.
Any
Seafood
lobster?
seasoning.
Yeah, there'd be a like buttered lobster that looks
Ooh.
very very brightly red and fresh.
I'd like to
Kind of makes
pick it
Balthazar
up.
sick to his stomach looking at it.
I was gonna say I'd like to pick it up and put it in front of Balthazar's face, and just say, "It looks like your arm."
Balthazar, as you're sort of taking sips of like your glass of this very fresh water that was brought out to you in a glass jug, it tastes a bit like saltier than you're expecting.
Oh.
Did they give you salt water, Shello?
Shello, you do not taste this.
What salt?
My water, it's salty.
This is just it's water. Do you want mine?
Yeah, or
I'd swap
sip of
glasses.
Shello's water.
Take his, it's also salty.
I want to know what it looks like when Shello drinks water.
I don't.
Shello,
I
Shello, are
do.
you sure this is not salt water?
It looks like water to me.
He's losing his shit.
Maybe I just got too much salt in my food, maybe.
Did you try the lobster?
He's coping.
So you all go down for the night on this very comfortable beds. There's two like big beds in each of these rooms. There is over 3 of you in each room. There's also this like love seat sort of couch, or 2 of you like sleeping on different beds. One of you on like the love seat, or
I'm gonna take one of the
Wants
beds.
to cuddle.
I'm assuming Sana and Mherren. I'm not gonna lie. That was my assumption.
I wasn't being serious, but we can also do that.
Sana's gonna go to bed last. They can have
Me and,
first dibs on where to sleep because Sana's not going
I
to go to
wanna
bed for a
bet,
hot
I wanna
second.
bet,
Since she
I
doesn't
wanna
have to sleep that long, she stays up later.
Pebble doesn't want to be in a bed with either of you, no offense.
Rude. But
How is that
understandable.
rude? You are like
Just how
40,
you said it.
46,
Rip the fan
46?
art.
No,
Yeah, fuck the fan art.
Dude,
Rip
I
the
already
fan art.
commissioned
Fuck
an
the-
No,
artist.
I
This
was
shit's fun.
joking.
Balthazar and Pebble. Pulling back the covers of the bed sheets, you both find identical notes in the separate rooms under the blanket. Balthazar and Shello may have found it strange Scrubbins never returned in the night, but this letter explains why. It reads, "Friends, the Manus Noctis is in trouble. My investigation of Greenclay was cut short when Nox spoke to me that he urgently needed me for a job relocating after Capital Knights were spotted going through the Underruin after what happened at Mountain. Contact Nox if you need more information. Maybe we'll cross paths again, maybe not. In the end, it might be better not to get too close, knowing the fires that kill my loved ones." Signed, Scrubbins. P.S. Stay out of the light that radiates from the amber sun.
I hope he stays safe, at least.
When they're both asleep, and I'm fully expecting this to fail, but Sana is gonna take out the necklace, and she's just gonna try to, like, it's like shrunken down, right, since it like collapsed in. She's gonna try like stretching it out or some way to reactivate it.
Make a strength check.
Strength check.
Is Sana hella strong?
Straight 10.
You're having difficulty pulling it out. It seems to be intentionally locked into place, and you're not able to budge it at all. You feel like you're straining yourself, unable to do this, not able to expand it.
And then, not able to expand it, she just stares at it for like an hour or two longer, and then passes out on the floor.
Oh. Is she like holding it when she passes out?
Yes. Who knows? Maybe.
Who knows?
What do you
Oh
mean?
my
who knows?
god.
Maybe.
Mherren,
Hi.
in your
Shit.
sleep,
I'm having a nightmare.
you
Fuck.
visualize tones of grays and black shifting into each other. You feel a pulsing in your chest, a low rumbling, a breath deep within you, just going. Then a piercing light divides the grayscale, and you see a face looking down at you. A stern face you don't recognize, a middle-aged human man with black tapered hair and a mustache, a glimmer in his eyes as he looks down at you, before glancing up, his eyes then focusing elsewhere as you're lowered and placed down, his calloused fingers no longer wrapped around you. As you watch him step away, you make note of his large green armor, so bulky and chipped away, the iron almost resembling a rough stone. And at this point, you begin to take in your surroundings. Large red wooden pieces circle you, and in the distance, green wooden pieces. You look down, and you, along with these figurines, are in a parchment map you know oh too well, the battlefields that you called your home along the field of blades and rivers of blood. Your eyesight, then returning to this man, focusing in on him, now brings into focus the rest of the room and more individuals that occupy the space. A white light cast through a lone round window, your vision blurry, giving this dreamscape the bloom of a mid-2000s video game. The man appears to be talking to this group of 8 people. Your attention being drawn to the large bearded man leaning against some storage boxes in the back, who you recognize as Helcor Wildmead, in a satyr with long brown hair and a frown, nervously tapping his foot, who's Gregor Sodson, but it's also a female tiefling with a blue complexion, adorned in all sorts of fine, slightly glowing, enchanted jewelry. A younger elven woman that is dressed in all black, very pale skin. A large Loxodon, a elephant man in leather clothing with his ivory tusks trimmed and gold-plated. There's a slightly older, bald black woman with pupilless eyes and a large walking stick. Then, crouched lower to the floor, almost hidden in the darkness, is a man with a slender body of slightly tanned skin covered with very heavy robes and long black hair draping over his also pupilless eyes that cast an intense green glow. And lastly, you see a man removing what looks like shoddily put together arcane armor from his body. He appears to put this armor on a mannequin that is in an opening on the wall next to some barrels, and his hand lights up and bricks begin to move over it to cover this nook. Then as he turns, you get a better look at him. He's a white man with shaved head other than a tuft of black hair at the top, sort of fallen into his face, purple lines tattooed over his eyes, and what you see is semi-defined fangs as he begins to speak, his words wispy and mostly escaping you. You hear, harness the Shah. Focusing on his words pains you. The more you focus on him, the more your body aches. But the moment is broken by a door opening to the right, and you see the hand of the king, Harnen Detclaire. He says something to the group, a solemn look on his face as each of these people in the room begin filing out one by one. But then, this older woman in the middle of the group looks your way, and her hollow gaze lingers for a moment in the direction of the area you're in. She then steps past the others and approaches where you are with a curious but serious look on her face. She begins getting closer and closer, and you see her eyes and staff begin to faintly radiate with arcane power, and it becomes clear the thing that's gotten her attention is you. It's you. She then reaches her staff out, and it feels as though it pushes into your neck, and with a flash of light, you jolt awake in your bed, middle of night, drenched in just sweat, the moonlight poking through the curtains of the window. Your companion's asleep.
Fuck.
Jesus fuck.
Ah, shit.
I don't understand it. Most of what just happened, but I'm sure you understand some of it, so I'm.
Well, because remember with the magic stuff, Mirren's now connected to it, like the magic stuff that we talked about before with scale and everything.
Yeah.
Because Mirren also had a dream, like in the mind of the scale, like being able to see through the scale, basically.
Yeah.
So I think it has to do with that because obviously we know Helcor and Gregor are with the academy. So I imagine it has to be connected to that magic, but I'm curious about the pieces on the map because
I would assume those are like war pieces, like
yeah,
to
exactly.
plan.
Maren, can you make an intelligence check?
Oh, we're in
shit,
trouble
I'm
now.
bad at those.
You got this.
Marin's dumb. Okay, that was mean.
She's a little frazzled right now.
You don't know Jack.
Natural one. You're just in such a frantic headspace right now. It's hard to piece together what you were really seeing. However, you do recognize that map is basically a war map of Greenclay region.
Because then it makes me wonder, because obviously those have to be pieces of some kind to like devise a plan, right? But then I wonder if any of those were specific, because I can't imagine they specifically targeted people. But
I mean, they could have.
That's what I'm worried about. Like they could have, but I don't know if they would have.
I think
I did get down most of the descriptions though. That was I had a rough time typing all that out.
I think it's interesting that the scale was set on the map.
Oh yeah. Well,
maybe that's where the scale was when they found it.
Assuming this is still her.
I might have
scene from
missed the scale because I was trying to type the whole thing.
You were seeing through the scale.
Oh, okay.
And you were on the map.
Yeah.
And if you were on the map and you were seeing the scale, then the scale was on the map. But that's assuming you were seeing through the scale, which we don't
thought
have
that I was seeing
solid
through just a figure
confirmation
on the
of.
map.
But hey, that's just a theory. A game
A
theory.
game
Also,
theory.
you take a long rest and you gain another point of exhaustion.
Another? Die after like 6?
Yeah.
Yup.
Yeah, 6 means death. But also, I just wanted Mirren to like pick up Sana and put her in the bed so that she's not on the fucking floor. Would I see the necklace?
Okay, you definitely see it.
You better
There's-
return that to its rightful owner.
No.
I
What?
saw how much it cost. Woo.
No, because there's clearly something going on there, and I'm not gonna say shit right now. Mirren's gonna just pick up Sana, put her in the bed, put the covers over her, and, actually, before putting the covers over her, she's just gonna kind of slide the necklace, I guess, into Sana's cloak so that's hidden, and then cover her up with covers, and that can be a conversation for later, but she's not gonna wake Sana up for it. And then Mirren's just gonna sit down and try to not have a panic attack.
I will add that room you were in looked vaguely familiar.
Oh.
Awesome. I hate that a lot, actually.
So by
That's-
vaguely, do you mean like very extremely, or like not a
Vague.
lot?
Some of the figures that you saw in there also seemed familiar in a sense that you believe you saw them in a past nightmare.
Like other than Gregor and Helcor?
Oh, like in a past.
Because your past nightmare was like fast forwarding through time a bit, but some of these their silhouettes looked a bit like they could match some silhouettes you saw then.
So would that elven woman happen to have been wearing a bun? Wearing a bun?
That one did not match, but she.
Okay.
You got a good look of the other elven woman, and they did look fairly similar, but not. They didn't have like the same hair. This one was a lot younger.
Wives?
Oh, are they in love?
No.
Oh,
This one was a lot younger. The other one was a was there? It's an elf, so not like old. She looked like sort of middle aged, but that woman had gray hair. This one had black hair.
Oh. Okay. I could be way off, but I'm assuming this reliving of experience happens prior to the other one. Because in the other one they're trying to examine the scale. But in this nightmare I'm pretty sure they were.
Well, because my thought process is the one before was them trying to figure out the magic and figure out how they can use it, and then this might have been finding out like
Planning where to use it.
yeah. So like before,
Oh,
I think that one came before, and that was them studying the magic, and then this time it was them
That's
figuring out how to use it.
That's
Especially
also,
because that is the map of where, Mherren was during the war, where she did get attacked by that magic and got the curse.
oh, true.
And obviously, we've seen these two guys, so it could have been super long ago.
You can never trust guys, especially not two of them.
True.
Well, in the next session, Mherren will probably discuss this with the group, specifically with Balthazar, who may know more of these wizards that were standing amongst the ones Mherren has already seen, and continue your mission going. What do you have determined as your plan of travel going through Feldenstadt?
Thank you very much.
That was a good time. My favorite part was all the parts that I had dialogue.
That's cool.